Heretic here. Today in the Battlegrounds, we're talking about patch 32.2 dropping April 29th. We're going to talk about all the many different changes that are happening. Some of them you probably already have heard about, others you have not. Let's jump into all of it. And Season 10 is called Second Nature. When this happens, we're going to have Season 9 end, we're going to have anomalies leave, and we are going to have the return of trinkets. There are two new heroes dropping with this patch. They're going to be Forest Lord Cenarius with 10 armor. Wisdom of the Ancients is the name of this power, and it is 3 gold, and that is increase your maximum gold by 1. So how many times are you going to hit this before you win or die? Because if you're constantly hitting this, eventually you're just going to die. You need some minions, but at the same time, you can eke out some extra tempo. Will this hero be good or not? Well, no, regardless of what anyone thinks, all the oil fans out there are going to be smashing this thing as much as possible. It'll be fun to see if it actually works or not. I'm sure in the first few days, we're going to see people dying left and right because they're using it way too much. Buttons is 10 armor, 7 armor in duos. Their hero power is called Growing Collection, and that is on turn 8, choose a greater trinket to buy. And considering the power of some of these greater trinkets, and you're still going to get one on turn 9. That is really good, and I think we're going to see some truly powerful buttons boards out there. Yeah, sometimes they'll get greedy and buy something too expensive 2 turns in a row and probably not get there, but as long as they play enough tempo in the beginning, that double greater trinket is going to be disgusting, and I'm pretty sure buttons is going to be a lot of fun to play. As always, these new heroes will be offered in every Battlegrounds game for 2 weeks following their introduction in patch 32.2. Since there'll be initial hero offerings each game, you'll not be able to re-roll into them during this period, which makes sense. Next, we've got some hero updates happening with this patch. First, Dino Tamer Brand gets hit with the nerf bat a bit, goes from being after you buy 4 Battlecry minions, get a Brand Bronzebeard once per game, to now being buy 6 Battlecry minions. That is a lot. I don't know how I feel about that. It's buy, not play, and it's just, I don't know how I feel about this because we already have to buy trinkets now. So if you figure in buying the trinket and then having to buy a Battlecry and 6 of them to get this is going to be quite difficult to pull off. Obviously, brands are really good with a lot of these different trinkets, so maybe you won't care, but at least initially in the current meta that we're playing, upping it to 6 would make it quite bad. I would not enjoy playing it. We'll see in the trinket meta, but it feels like brand's going to be hurting. Shutterwalk will be now banned in beast lobbies. Jim Raynor, their hero power Liftoff, now works with itself under Cosmic Duality Anomaly and the Battlecruiser trinket. Okay, I'm assuming the anomaly mention is just like a detail side note thing because eventually anomalies will be back again and just letting us know they changed it, but we won't remember this by then, so The Battlecruiser trinket, yeah, we can get that going forward. So I guess that means if you have the trinket, the second hero power, and the main hero power, it's just going to give you a second cruiser and double the upgrades in the shop. Now that is how I'm interpreting it just on the fly here. Maybe you've read it differently and you're like, wait, no, you're wrong. If that's the case, please let me know in the comments. But hey, I just could be miscomprehending it. You never know. ETC Band Manager Golden Buddy Talent Scout now makes 2 buddies golden. That is a lot better. We're starting to see this multiple target thing a lot more in Battlegrounds, it seems, going forward, and I'm okay with it. It used to be a really crappy card to golden, right? No, you never would, because what's the point? You're better off just getting separate copies. So at least a little more value out of that. And in case you didn't notice, Onyxia, they've been returned to the hero pool. They've been gone for a long time. Not sure if anyone noticed, but they're back. Both Terran Gorefiend and the Great Akazamorak are no longer banned in mech lobbies. I would have to think this is due to Automaton being relatively easier for everyone to scale up, so it's not quite such a big deal anymore, but maybe there's another reason. Professor Putricide has had Relentless Sentry returned to the Build an Undead pool. This is important for the trinket for Putricide, so you just know it's going to be an option to get. Rakinishu Lantern Light now works with cards that buff Tavern spells. Hey, reasons to take Rakinishu. We've needed them. I'm glad. Queen Ashara and Arana will be temporarily banned at the start of the patch due to a bug. No idea what this bug is, but it must be pretty good because We're a long way out from when I'm getting this, and they already know they're not going to be able to fix it in time. And just a reminder of the seasonal minion refresh, 79 minions have been removed from the pool, 19 previously removed minions have been returned to the minion pool, and 52 minions have been added to the minion pool. Also, 8 tavern spells have been removed from the pool, 1 previously removed tavern spell has returned to the spell pool, and 4 new tavern spells have been added to the spell pool. Once again, if you go down to the Season 10 announcements playlist, they're all there so you can find all the details. Quality of life improvements, updated minion frames, more detail about that. Battleground minions have been given a refresh to make them easier to spot and understand, especially when quickly re-rolling through the tavern. Now each minion type will have one of the Hearthstone class frames associated with it, following Beast, Hunter, Demons, Warlock, Dragons, Warrior, Elemental, Mage, Mech, Paladin, Murloc, Shaman, Naga, Demon Hunter, Pirate, Rogue, Quillbore, Druid, Undead, Death Knights, and Typeless, and all will be using neutral frames going forward. Dual type minions will have dual class card frames. These changes only apply to minions, not tavern spells, trinkets, or anything else that might associate to a minion or minion type. And the Den comment is, previously all Battleground minions had the neutral frame, except for exact copies of Hearthstone mode cards, which would have their corresponding Hearthstone frame in Battlegrounds for consistency between the two modes. We think this change lets the cards in each mode better serve the gameplay and player experience of the mode. Now, initially, I did not really understand the value of this. I just said, hey, I'm looking at the shape of the minion I'm looking for, and that's kind of how my brain does it. But now, having seen them with the color frames, this is a huge quality of life change. It makes it so much easier to identify when you're just looking for something in particular when you want to find it, especially when it's a class type. This one is going to be quite good, I think, for most people. Early access event will take place tomorrow, April 25th. Don't forget to watch your favorite content creators play the new season live. Participating players will be streaming their personal channels, so make sure you have notifications turned on. Time slots by region are JP players 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. PDT, Americas and EMEA players 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT. Drops will be enabled category-wide on Twitch. Watch for a total of 2 hours to earn 4 Battlegrounds tokens. 2 hours, 1 hour per drop. Now, initially I was going to be participating in this, but it turns out I can't. I have to drive my son to college because of a rescheduling issue and silly things that didn't need to happen, it turns out, but too late anyways. It's a 12-hour drive and it's happening during the event, so I will not be participating, but I gotta take my kid to college. I want to see his school and he's all excited to visit. I'm not gonna say no to that. I do want to play in the event too, but So if you see me in the event suddenly, that means something bad probably happened, and I'm not really happy to be there, but I am, so it's, bittersweet. You know how it is. That being said, thank you to Blizzard for having invited me. Either way, I do appreciate the invitation. Prepare your forces. An incendiary incursion is nearly upon us. The intro to the Emerald Dream mini set, Embers of the World Tree, unlocks on May 13th. Keep an eye out for more information about the mini set coming soon. So if you enjoy standard Hearthstone, folks, make sure you're there for that, because you're gonna get to have a whole bunch of new cards and they're always fun. We're also going to have an in-game event, the Embers of the World Tree. That is sift through the ashes in the wake of the mini set to keep your dreams alive. From May 13th to June 3rd, complete event quests to earn XP on a special rewards track, complete with an entire reward track to earn 6 into the Emerald Dream packs, 1 year of the Pegasus pack, 2 random into Emerald Dreams epic cards, and the Arden Wield Huln Hunter hero skin. Now, I don't know if you play standard or not, but either way, you will probably complete this quest just playing Battlegrounds, so it's in your interest to just go click on it and get your rewards in case you ever do end up playing. Folks, I've got, I think 100,000 gold. I've got hundreds of packs I don't open. You really should. And the reason for this is, if you ever decide you want to play this mode, even if it's years down the road, at least you'll have a sizable collection of cards just by doing the little quests you're already doing anyway. So just make sure you go click on them to get your rewards. Heroic Tavern Brawls return. Things are heating up. Heroic Tavern Brawls return from May 14th to the 21st. pay an entry fee, compete in high-stake games until reaching 12 wins or 3 losses, with prizes based on how well you do. Folks, if you like this, you already know you like this. Go sign up, go play. Otherwise, do your own thing and don't care. We have an arena update when patch 32.2 launches. All ongoing arena runs will end, and there will be one last arena season under the current system. The eligible sets for that season will be Enter the Emerald Dream, including the Embers of the World Tree mini set, even before it releases, and the Fleeing Treant arena-only card, Showdown in the Badlands, Voyage in the Sunken City, Forged in the Barrens, Scholomance Academy, and Core. Loner decks update. With patch 32.2, the new returning player loner decks will update to include cards from Into the Emerald Dream expansion, the main set, not the mini set. The loner decks will be available for this expansion cycle will be Death Knight, Druid, Mage, Paladin, Shaman, and Warlock. Returning players who have been away for 90 or more days are eligible for a free deck just for logging in. Returning players can claim these returning decks each time they're eligible. New players are eligible for their decks after completing the tutorial from the Apprentice track. Battleground players, why don't we count? Couldn't we just click on standard and that should just give us these if we haven't touched them in forever? I know they don't want to give us too many cards because we don't play, but it might entice us to play. And maybe you're like, wait, no, a heretic it actually does, and I just don't know that, in which case say something, but I don't think it does, because I would go click on them and get those cards. Bug fix time. We're going to talk about all the Battlegrounds bug fixes. If it's standard Hearthstone or something else, sorry folks, I'm just going to worry about the Battlegrounds one right now. Fixed a bug where Arcanotron activated could activate in the shop, and I've seen this one many times happen. I actually was starting to think it was intentional. Every time I cast spells, that would activate. I thought that's how it was supposed to work. Fixed a bug where Catacomb Crasher didn't always trigger as intended. Great fix. Fixed a bug where Slippery Slider's Spellcraft didn't trigger Treasure Seeker's Elise effect. And yeah, I mean, if you're rolling and not getting the value, that is an issue. Fixed a bug where Efficient Engineer didn't work with Bountiful Bedrock. There are so many issues with this card where it doesn't work with some conditions and it doesn't work with others. I'm kind of happy it's just going away anyways, because it's just problematic in my mind anyhow. So good fix though. Fixed a bug where having 2 Rivendare portraits tripled health instead of quadrupling it. What a bug. You only got triple the health instead of quadruple, but good fix, but Jesus. Fixed a bug where 2 Dalaran cheese wheels didn't stack that cheese. Oh, I mean, what? I mean, okay, what's the point of this if it's not going to stack? Yeah, this is definitely a great fix. I mean, I would sit there rolling and only see half the stats go up and go, where's my cheese? Fixed a bug where Kerrigan Zergs could get permanent stealth or taunt if tripled into a golden. I have seen this one, not on mine, but on my opponents. Now I know how they managed to pull that off. Fixed a bug where Pyramad's brick by brick counted as being used when another hero power with a button was used as your second hero power. Okay, I hadn't seen that one because I don't really love playing Pyramid, but that is a good fix because that is super annoying if you've got another hero power you're constantly using and it just keeps your Pyramid hero power at 1 or 2 now, I believe. Just still kind of funny. It's just like, well, shit, I need to use this hero power, but it's hurting this one. No, good fix. Fixed a bug where Battlecruiser and Showy Cyclist's Death Rattle effects weren't copied by cards that inherited Death Rattles. That's a good fix because that would be really irritating. The whole point of these minions is to copy those Death Rattles, and if they don't, why have them? Fixed a bug where Krabby didn't get the bonus for aim low when it was picked as the secondary hero power. I mean, who can blame Krabby? They're aiming low. He doesn't want to shoot the low things. He wants to shoot the high things or the left and right. Krabby's kind of a pain. Fixed a bug where Wandering White didn't work with pack tactics. Kind of a niche bug, but nice one you don't run into it because it's been fixed. Fixed a bug where Alkali Rock Rhino didn't properly copy generated triple rewards. Good fix. Fixed a visual issue where a Sire Denathri's quest counter disappeared after 1 turn on certain mobile devices. And I've heard people complaining about this. They're like, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna do and I see the counter, I don't know where I'm at. And it's like, what do I do? It's like, I'll just keep playing the game and hope, I guess. That's a really good fix because I know that was driving some people crazy. Couple duos fixes. Fixed a bug where Refreshing Anomalies effect triggered by Rylak Metalhead gave both players the free refresh. I mean, hey, we're a team, we're duos, of course it works. Shouldn't all battle cries go across both boards? Good fix. Fixed a bug where Tamsin's phylactery would trigger twice in one combat if your teammate defeated both enemies in the prior combat. Now that is wildly specific, but I can see how that would play out and be stuck there. That's an interesting one. I would be so frustrated to be on the receiving end of that, because you'd see it trigger, they'd get big and buffed. Then you'd see it trigger again, and they would get even bigger and buffed. And yeah, they're eating minions, but depending what those minions are in the stats, you might not care. That could cost you games or win you games either way. Very good fix. But that's everything. What do you think? This is patch 32.2. We've got all the announcements now. Everything's here and on the way. How do you feel about it? Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you just like, meh? I want to know. Please let me know in the comments. I love getting to do this, and half that is getting the interaction with people afterwards where they're like, oh, you're wrong about this, you're right about this, and let me tell you everything you should do different. I like those. It's just fun to have the interaction. Thanks for watching all. I'll catch you in the Battlegrounds, and until then, have a good one. Later.